Welcome to the Conscious Party, where we feed your mind and spirit and have fun while doing so.
After they killed Dr. King, white men said we can never let black people raise up like this again. It was too much for them. The 60s almost collapsed America. They in Vietnam trying to make the world safe for drugs and oil. And over here, they got to deal with Malcolm. They got to deal with King. They got to deal with Mega. We got to deal with Huey. We got to deal with the Deacons for Defense, the Black Panther, Stokely Carmichael, Nation of Islam, Garvey Movement, Southern Christian Leadership Conference. Every time they woke up, it was a new black organization like roaches. Freedom Riders, sit-ins. We threw everything at the white. We was just throwing shit. And the white man said, after we kill King, we ain't going through this no more. So guess what they did? In the 1970s, King dies in 68. 1970s was the beginning of what you have now. They planned the 21st century before the 21st century. So in 1970, they came into Philadelphia, New York, Detroit, Chicago, and they did what? Neutralize the economic power base so you couldn't finance those black revolutions. They shut down the factories. Why? Because that's where daddy worked. The factories where grandma worked. You ever wonder why they tell all y'all young people that you got to go to college to be a success? Your great-grandparents didn't have to go to college to be a success. In many cases, your great-grandfather probably didn't even finish high school and still had a decent job working with his hands. 3-4 generations of the same family working where? In the factories. Good payable jobs, decent benefit packages. What happened? White man had to take that away because that's how he was funding King and Malcolm and Garvey and everybody else. We're going to snatch the power base away from you. They didn't stop there. After they deindustrialized the neighborhood, they went into the high schools of Philadelphia. They went into William Penn, they went into Bartram, they went into U City, where I used to be the school psychologist at U City. They went all around, and what they started doing in the 70s, taking out all the industrial building trades. You want to be an electrician? Not no more. We getting rid of that. You ain't going to learn that in this school. I want to be a carpenter? Not no more. We getting rid of that. You ain't going to learn this in this school. I want to be a plumber. Not no more. We getting rid of that. You ain't going to learn that in this school. I want to fix cars. Not no more. We getting rid of that. The skills that pay the bills, they took them from you. You know why we got so many black men in prison? They set it up like that. And then after they took all the skills that pay the bills out the high school and all the factories out the neighborhood, they then started telling all of our parents to do what? Go to college if you want to be a success. Now we got 2 million African Americans with master's and doctorate degrees right now can't find a job. How you explain that? You say go to college. I know I get emails. I got an email from a lawyer who couldn't find a job, a black lawyer. He said, "Doc, I need a job, a lawyer." Because white people don't hire black folks. But y'all need to understand, why do we even have a black middle class? You ever hear us talk about a black middle class? The black middle class. The black middle class is nothing but the government hiring black college graduates to give the illusion of inclusion that you can actually do better with an education. Do you know where most black middle class people work? Public sector. They work for the post office, SEPTA, public school, police, library, community college. They public sector workers. In other words, the government said, let me hire a certain number of black college graduates so I can make it look like getting an education benefits black America. White folks don't hire black people. The government hires black folks. All of y'all going to have to rethink the college thing. I'm not saying don't go, but I tell you like I tell your parents, don't send that child to college unless they meet 3 criteria. Number 1, whatever they want to be, better be economically relevant to them and politically relevant to their community. Whatever you're going to study in college better be economically relevant to you and politically relevant to the community. What do I mean by that? If you want to study medieval European art history, you could do that at the public library with a card. You don't need to spend $20,000 to look at naked white statues. Follow? Your degree must be relevant. Young people, colleges are businesses. Their job is to milk you. So if you're going to let them milk you, get something out of it. Temple University offers over 125 degree programs. LaSalle, over 125 degree programs. UPenn Drexel, over 125 degree programs. Guess what? Out of those 125 degree programs, only 25 are relevant. They make up degrees every day. You see them on the back of SEPTA bus. We just started a new program, community organizing for oppressed people. Get your bachelor's. Am I wrong? You ever look at something like, what kind of degree is that? Get this new liberal arts degree just for the 21st century Generation Xers. $20,000 a year. And then you get the degree and you find it doesn't feed no job, don't feed no business. I met a kid that had a liberal arts bachelor's. I said, you real liberal. You're going to be so liberal, you won't even find a job, you're going to be so liberal. You got to make sure you study something that's relevant, y'all. Just don't go picking up stuff. And then let me tell you what the colleges do. They real slick with it. If they don't want a certain amount of blacks in a certain profession, they'll do one or two things. They'll either tell you it's closed because it's filled to capacity, or they'll tell you that your QM ain't high enough. That's another thing they do. They look at the QPA of the black students and say, well, all of them swimming around the 3.2. So what we're going to do is say, if you want to be an accounting major, you got to have a 3.75. See, they still use strategies to keep us out of certain majors. And you got to be very, very politically skilled when you get behind this college to make sure you're not getting sucked. Okay? Because the government and the banks are in cahoots with the schools to put every black person into debt in the name of higher education. I'm not saying don't go to college, but you better make sure it's relevant. Number two, you better have the discipline to finish. Because we go, what the fellas do? Play some ball, smoke some weed, get somebody pregnant, and get kicked the hell out. What the girls do? Go, hang out, get pregnant, you drop out. Ladies, you don't go to college for the boys, you go to college for the books. I'm coming across too many young sisters who are losing full scholarships. I know about 5 girls who had a full scholarship. They had to pay a penny and lost it because they got pregnant. Thirstiness. Get it under control. Okay? So in the 70s, they deindustrialized the hood. In the 80s, the CIA came in with the crack. Boom! So now you got a black man wanting to provide for his family, but he can't. Because they took away the factories and took away the skills that pay the bills out the high school. So the CIA come with the crack. You got 2 choices. Smoke it or sell it. Either way, you're going to jail. And then in the 90s, they gave you your first black president, Bill Clinton. And he gave you the what? 1994 crime bill. Boom! Strikes. Bill Clinton said, if you do 3 felonies, you're going to jail for the rest of your life. Bill Clinton said, if you get caught selling crack in any amount, mandatory minimum sentencing. For the first time in American history, you could go to jail forever, having not committed a violent felony. And it was Bill Clinton, a Democrat, who black people love, because he smoked weed and played the saxophone, who swelled up the prisons for black folks. See, what I want y'all to see is every decade they hit us with a weapon of mass destruction. In the 70s, deindustrialization. No more factories, no more skills that pay the bills in the high schools. In the 80s, it was crack. In the 90s, it was the crime bill. And in the year 2000, George Bush becomes president, and he hits you with another weapon of mass destruction known as the FBI, Faith-Based Initiative for Black Churches. Y'all want to know why the black church not involved in the anti-gentrification movement? You can see all these white folks coming into West Philly moving us out. You can see white folks on 52nd Street walking their doggies. Yes. You ain't never seen that 20 years ago. Yes. I'm from Susquehanna Avenue, 8th and Susquehanna, the hood. You will see white girls out there jogging midnight up Susquehanna Avenue. You know why? Because they take it back. Now let me tell you how they took this back. Why did white folks leave West Philly, North Philly in the first place? Because we came up here. See, during the Great Wars, the white man had to go fight. They wouldn't let you fight because you was inferior. But they said, why don't you come on up to Philadelphia and work? Most of y'all come from families that are from the South. Okay? My grandfather's people are from Georgia on the Alabama border. Small place called Blakely, Georgia. Okay? So, we came up to work. When a white man got done fighting, he wanted his job back. So what did they do to us? Lay us off. But then the white folks said, wait a minute, what are all these black folks doing in Philly? When we went to the war, we didn't have all these Negroes around. Government said, well, we needed them to fill the jobs that y'all abandoned when y'all went to go fight. They said, y'all got to get them out of here. They said, we can't. They ain't got no money to go nowhere. So the white folks said, okay, if you can't get rid of the Negroes out of inner city Philly, you can't get rid of the blacks out of inner city Detroit, Chicago, Brooklyn, Houston, Charlotte, then get us out of here. And then that's when they came up with the FHA, Federal Housing Authority. And guess what they did? They start giving poor, broke white folks low-interest loans so they can move out into the suburbs. One of the biggest lies they tell you in America is that white folks got what they got because they worked hard for it. That's a damn lie. They got what they got because of governmental welfare. Y'all better understand that. Don't ever let no Irish, no Italian, no European Jew, no Anglo-Saxon come to you and say y'all can get it if y'all work hard. Y'all just too lazy. That's a damn lie. You got what you got because the government threw you a handout.
Oh man, what's going on? It's Mitchell Chance, the voice of revolution. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Conscious Party Show, and I hope it expound your mind.